Welcome back everybody. This is session 4 out of 10 session, and we're going to cover time and string functions. And the agenda for this session have two parts. First part is time functions, and second part is string functions. Okay, we have open period, closing period, periods to date. This is important, and we have different forms of periods to date: YTD, MTD, quarter to date, week to date. This is year to date, month to date, etc. We have parallel period and last periods. Member to string, converting a member to a string, set to string, tuple to string. So these three are to string, and string to member, string to set, string to tuple, string to value. I believe this one we used in current ordinal function. String to value, we had a values with string with concatenate with plus sign, and then we sum together. Okay, so first functions are opening period and closing period. So our query is, let's open our SQL Server Management Studio, connect to analysis service K2, that's my server, database, the contest ODW, new query, and we select our cube operation, my query, okay. So the find sales amount for first month of fiscal year 2008. Okay, so we're going to do this one. So this is columns definitely, and first month we'll just wait for that. This is our rows, and we're going to use first month. To find first month, we're going to use the function opening period. Okay, so we have our skeleton MDX, copy V. Okay, drag the sales amount. Okay, and fiscal year 2008. Date, fiscal year 2008. So first we do find the sales amount for fiscal year 2008, F5. That gives us this number. Now we want to do the first month. So opening period have what level you are talking about. So here we're talking about fiscal month to get opening for first month, comma, and F5. This gives you first month January 2008, sales amount for January 2008. Very simple. Our next query, list sales amount for last month of fiscal year 2008. Same thing. So instead of first month we have a last month, and changes, instead of opening period we're doing the closing period. Okay, closing period, F5. This should give December 2008. Okay, good. Our next query, periods to date. Okay, so the query is copy, open a new query, select the right cube, and we have here sales amount for first 4 months, again for all product categories. Okay, for all product categories. So this is we're going to use for periods to date. Okay, periods to date function, first 4 months from beginning of the year to the 4 months. We're going to do that, and this is in columns definitely, and this is in product categories in rows. Good. Copy our skeleton MDX, and actually we should include sales amount also as our skeleton function. Actually, why not to do that, so that we don't have to type every time, we don't have to drag every time, in case we have two skeleton. Okay, saved it. So we have this and product categories, and we're going to do the product categories. Okay, so this is the sales amount for total sales amount. Okay, and we want to say, don't want to show the unknown member. What do you do? F5. That is gone. So now we want to do find the first 4 months of 2008. We use the function periods to date. So periods to date, and that function takes 2 parameter, which is level and the final value. So level is year, we want to see beginning of the year, so periods to date is a time function, so we are looking at date, and here we want to have a level. So we're starting from the year. Periods to date is which period you're talking about. Level, so level is year, and we're going to month April, first 4 months. So April is a 2008 April, that's April. So here it says that this is 2008 So it's the beginning of the year, which is year starts 2008 January, right? So 2008 January, February, March, April. So that's a years to date. Years to date. Okay. Date here means it's a month. So okay. So that is one. Now this one we want to call it. We want to create a member. So till now we create member all its measures. Okay. But this is not a measure. We're going to do a hierarchy. So we are creating a calculated member for the hierarchy. Okay. Still now whenever I say with member measures dot, so it's a measures. This is different. This is the hierarchy, and we say first 4 months. Okay. And as that's as we have. Okay. So now we want to have this years to date and sum of, so we're doing sum for this years to date. Okay. Okay. So then we can move this one as a where clause, and edit our move this 4 months in columns. Okay. F5 is going to show us first 4 months. These are the values. Okay. Now for example, instead of sales amount you want to see the sales quantity. Okay. So what do? You move your sales quantity here. Okay. F5 will give you sales quantity. It's good. Other way, you can say we want to do sales amount and sales quantity both. Okay. So we do copy here in columns. We show sales amount and sales quantity, and move this one as our condition. Right. Okay. So now this should show sales amount and sales quantity. So you can do both the way. You can do both the way. F5. So that shows sales quantity, sales amount. Okay. So years to date is very important, and this is calculated. Remember, this is not measures. This is this hierarchy member. What I said here, I must explain something. Okay. Years to date returns set of sibling members from the same level as a given member, starting with first sibling and ending with a given number. Okay. Aggregate to sum all sales amount for all months. Now sales amount, it depends on how you put it. The member is not measures because it is independent of measures. If you have a sales quantity in where clause, the query will give you sales quantity for the first 4 months. Okay. So when you do years to date, it's a period, it's a time what we are talking about. We're not talking about any measure yet. So that's the reason it's not a measure. Okay, we have another example of period state, I believe. So next query actually we already implemented. This is finding the sales quantity. Sales amount is replaced by sales quantity. Okay. Okay. And sum is replaced by aggregate. Okay. There's two things we can do like this. So instead of sales amount in sales quantity. Okay, so we can do here, we can do here, anywhere you can do, right? So sum, that gives sales quantity, right? Now this one you can change it by aggregate. Okay, so also give the sales quantity. Now what is that aggregate means? Question is why this aggregate is summing. Okay, how I know what is aggregate function and why it is summing. Okay, so for each measure, for example, we have sales quantity, right? There is a default aggregate function. How you can see that? You can open the all programs, open the analyze service database on SQL Server Business Intelligence Development Studio, and we are going to open analyze service database, and we are going to open our analyze service database, the contents of DW. Okay, so we open that. Open our cube operation and sales. This is the measure group. These are measure groups, not measures. These are measure groups. When you open the sign, these are measures. Okay, so sales quantity, I click on sales quantity. There's a properties of sales quantity measure. I believe this will, yeah, this will show measure group. Okay, sales is a measure group and sales quantity is a measure. Okay, if you look at the first function, aggregate function, it shows a sum. So sum is a, so we have all this defined. Okay, let's change it to max. So maximum for aggregate function for sales quantity is maximum. Save it. It should save to the database because we didn't change any. We don't need a processing. This is a, okay, he says those need to be reprocessed. Okay, okay, we'll do reprocess. Okay, change setting. We are processing full for measure group. Sales, run. So once we change the measure aggregate function, we should see, yeah, most of the measure this properties you don't need to process. because it's a default function, function, it needs to be process the data so that it have those in the buffer, like for max value in the buffer. Earlier it was having the sum value in the as aggregate function. So that's the reason it needs processing. It should not take much time. I can pause the video. Actually, the processing failed because we have an issue. Issue is we didn't map back to relational data warehouse. Okay, so let me close this. We'll open back here. We never processed the cube. So data source, if we look the data source, that may have some issue. Okay, our data source, okay, that is not right. Our server name is K2, right? K2/K2, right? And okay, now we can get it. Test connection. Okay. So that's the, we fix the connection thing, and let's see if we can process the database. Make sure we process the database. Change settings, process affected objects. Okay, this is not the measure change. I'm just processing. Make sure I can process the database. I'm pausing the video and I'll show you the result. So that process complete. So that means we can process now. Close. Okay. So open the Analyze Service database again from SQL Server Business Intelligence Development Studio. Open Analyze Service database. Connect the contents of DW operation, and we see sales quantity. Okay, it's max because we changed and then we process. Let's change it to max is good actually. So that's we already processed, right? So close this. Now if we go here, this is the sales quantity. Aggregate function is sum. Now if we copy and open a new query, now it should show us the max. Aggregate function should show us the max, and then we're going to compare with if this number is different. Okay, F5. So that's the max. We have 63 max, whereas sum is this value. So that's the aggregate function. You can change accordingly. Our next query, YTD, year to date. So we have same query. Find sales quantity for first 4 months of 2008 using, basically we're going to use the YTD. Okay, so in our SQL Server Management Studio, instead of pierce to date, we're going to use y to d, year to date, and we don't need the first because we already said this is year to date function. So this should give us exactly same value, right? We just change periods to date to y to d. F5. Expected. Okay. Okay. One thing is, we don't want to use the fiscal YQM because one of the things here is this doesn't go to date. We're going to use calendar, this one, okay, YQMD, and so instead of, we're going to select one of the Y2D. Okay, so instead of fiscal we're going to use the calendar, and everything else is same. So we're going to cut and paste here. Okay, and we're going to replace this one with this, and we're going to replace, what else, this one. Okay, F5. So that's give us the same number. We want to use in this y to d m to d function the calendar year because it have a year, quarter, month, date. Okay, good. So that's our query. Actually here also I use calendar. Okay, so y to d function is a shortcut for the periods to date function where levels set to year, okay, is equivalent to year member function. I already mentioned, change fiscal to calendar, modify the last query, periods to date to y to d. Okay, this you already saw. This equivalent to y to d is periods to date. Good. Our next query, m to d. Month to date. Okay, or we can modify the existing one. Everything else remains same. So the query is sales quantity for first 15 days. Let's do the sales amount because sales quantity is we changed it to max, so it's giving a different kind of numbers. So we're going to change it to sales amount. Okay, so that's the number one change you did, and let's see if everything is good. Okay, everything is good. Now this, what is that? Sales quantity for first 15 days of April 2008 for all product categories. Okay, so this is good. We want to change to m to d. Okay, sorry, my caps lock. Okay, m to d, and because it's month to date, we're going to grab a date, right? April 15th, actually, April 15, 2008. So here, month to date, April 15, 2008. Trying to search. Actually, don't worry. Okay, what are you going to do? Select, grab any of the date, and you change manually. So 2008, April 4 and 15. So this is going to give us month to date. That's a different, so we'll have to change the name. 2008 April 1 to 15. Okay, that's here. Okay, F5. So that's the April 1 to 15. What was the last number? Last number is, just to say, operation, measures, sales amount. If we grab here, this is first 4 months of 2008, and that's around 10 million, and this is like 1.5 million. So that's sounds good, right? Okay, my next query is equivalent of M to date. I mean to say equivalent using periods to date. Okay, so it is same query, but instead of using MTD, we're going to use periods to date. So here we're going to use periods to date, and because it's month to date, we're going to select the calendar month. So that means from the April 1st to April 15. We're going to copy this and create a new query so that we can verify. New query. Okay, so instead of MTD, now it is month to date. Sorry, years to date. Okay, F5. That's 1.4 million, and we have this one with them. That's appears to date. Okay, we changed, I believe. Okay, no, this is the result of the MTD, right? Or we can quickly write it, MTD, and that should give us F5. So that 1.4 million, and this is also 1.4 million. So that's our MTD. Next is MTD equivalent quarter to date. And so our query is here quarter to date. Copy and we're going to do here. Okay, close this one here, mtd. So okay, so it's a sales quantity. For our case, we'll do sales amount up to 15th May, January, February, March, April, May. So this quarter is started April 1st, right? So we're going to use Q to D, okay, and up to May 15. Okay, so that's our Q to D, and that's around 4 million. Sounds right. Our next query is Q to D equivalent, quarter to date equivalent, and we are going to use the periods to date. So over this query, copy this query. Okay, here is our query, and same query we're going to use periods to date. So date is May 15, and here we want to use the quarter, is not month. Okay, so we're going to use quarter. Operation date, this one, and we're going to grab the quarter. Good. F5, that's give us 4.6 million, and this is 4.6 million, so both are same. Good. Our next query, week to date. So week to date, copy the query, May, from the beginning of the week to all products. Okay, now one thing is this hierarchy doesn't have week, right? This hierarchy have weeks, so we need to calendar year, calendar week, day of the week, and date. Okay, so we need to change this hierarchy name. Okay, it have a date, so change this name to hierarchy name, and WTD, and here WTD. Okay, so this should give us the week to date for April 15. We want a May 15, right? So May 15, this is good. May 15. Okay. 5. This given error. I looked at this. Possibly this is a bug, but I'm not sure what it is. But I can give you the equivalent one. So let's do the equivalent one. But definitely if I find any solution for this, I'll let you know. So this is good. We want to do years to date. Years to date. Okay. And this is our date. And we're going to grab the week. Calendar week. And 5. So that's give us a week, and it sounds good because 15 days we have around 1.5 million, and 7 days it's around. Okay, so and if you find a solution, definitely let me know why this WTD is not working. I looked at some of those, but I could not find any. But equivalent one is definitely works, so nothing to worry much. Next query, that's equivalent. Parallel period. It's also very important. We have parallel period 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have 3 parallel period, not 4 parallel period. Okay. So first one is not really parallel period, so it's a start, and then I may be giving some example. We'll go accordingly. New query, and our query is list sales amount for all months of 2008. Okay. So sales, that's our sales amount. Okay, we're going to use this one now. Sales amount for all months of 2008. So months, date, year. We're going to grab the 2008, and we're going to find out months. So how are we going to find out the months? Descendants, right? Descendants, year, and then which level we're going to look at? We're looking at the months. Okay, so that's a level, and the self, so self. Okay, F5. So that's give us a all months of 2008, January, February, March, April, December. That's our query. Next query. So it says, okay, now modify the last query. Okay, let's copy and paste here. Modify last query to show corresponding month name for 1 year back. So it is just saying that display the month name for 1 year back. Okay, so we're going to use a, so name means we're going to create a member, so with calculated member. Okay, and we'll say measures dot previous year month as. Okay, now we are going to use the parallel period of which level we are going to look at. Okay, first is level, so we're going to look at the 1 year. Okay, 1 year earlier, so 1 year earlier. Okay, 1 means 1 year earlier, and from for this every month, right? That means this is my hierarchy, and the current member. Okay, so that should give us the current member, go back 1 year, and give me the, we want to have a name, so dot name. Good, and display this. So this is 2008, and it should show all the for 2007, all the names for 2007. So that's value F5. Okay, good. It's the same name, but you know. Okay, let's see what is the next query. So modify last query to show sales amount for previous months. Okay, so let's do this, and so modify last query to show the sales amount for previous year's month, basically. Okay, sales corresponding to this. So how we are going to do that? Get an idea. So we know the sales amount, right? Sales amount and tuple with this, right? So then only it will give us the sales amount for that month. So let's say member, we'll create a member at measures sales amount for previous years month. Okay, as we're going to do sales amount, we're going to make a tuple which is sales amount and this whole parallel period. Okay, now we don't need name here. Okay, so this is now tuple with the previous month, so now it will show the sales amount for previous year's month. F5. So that's the current year, that's the previous year. We can verify that. We will verify. Okay. Now what is missing? We want to do format string. Format string, and we want to format by currency. Okay. F5. So that's looks like you got it. Now we want to verify. We really okay. We want to verify if it is numbers is correct. Okay. We copy this. And sales amount, remove this too, and this too, and it will be 2007, right? F5. So 269,835, 263, 269,835, 263. That's it. 2007. This is 2008. Good. What's our next query? So now say previous quarters month. So we have okay, let's copy and paste here. Modify last query to show sales amount for previous quarter months instead of previous year's month. That means what? That means here this is decided that which is referring to which year. It is saying the previous year. If we change replace by the quarter, it will give the quarter. Okay, and same thing should be here. So instead of, so basically what does that mean? January, February, March. So what is the previous quarter for January, February, March 2008? It's October, November, December of 2007. So this will show October here. Here it will show October. Here the value of October. Here will be November. Here November. November and value of November. Okay. And this corresponding to March. This will be previous quarter. Will be December. Last month of the December. Okay. So that's idea. Okay. We do quarter instead of year now. Okay, so that's a quarter, and we can select here. This also need to be changed so that we see the name as well as the value, and we'll verify. Definitely we want to verify. So that's previous years. We should changing to previous year's month to previous quarter months. Quarters month, and what is it? Previous quarters month, and definitely we need to copy this. Okay. And instead of previous year month, it should be previous quarter month. Okay. So goes here. Where is it? Okay. So this one instead of year month, it should be quarter month. Okay. Good. F5. So as I said, this is January. Previous quarter is fourth quarter of 2007, which is October, and that's the value. November, December. This is April 2008. This is January 2008, previous quarter. So this February 2008 is May 2008, June 2008, last month of quarter 2, last month of quarter 1. So basically here we can always say this number is equal to this number, this number equal to this number, this number equal to this number, right? April. So April here and April here, we're matching with that. This quarter is matching with this quarter, right? So we already proved this part. 2007, this October 423 to 13, right? October 423 to 13, right? 453 for November, 453 for November. 425 December should be 425 December, right? So that's a comparison for the quarter. Next, last periods. Okay. So next query is show sales amount for quarter 4 2008 and last 2 periods. So our query is this: show sales amount for quarter 4 2008 and last 2 periods. So last 2 periods means quarter 4, quarter 3, quarter 2. Okay. Skeleton MDX. Okay. So quarter 4 2008. So you should get that. Quarter 4 2008. Quarter 4. I don't know what exactly which quarter it is. Okay, that's good. So quarter 4 2008. Actually, this in this hierarchy the names are not very friendly. We cannot. So in this case we are not going to use any date. So we're going to use the fiscal QM instead of this. Okay. So quarter 4, see the name is nice, much readable. So quarter 4 2008, and if you want to show the last 2 periods, so last periods, and 3 means the counting itself, 5, so that shows quarter 8, quarter 4, 2 and 3. So that's our last function for time functions. Next we go for string functions. Okay. So this is the, just going to get the last. Okay, that's a string function, and this is page 21. I'm going the top. Okay, so we have initially we have like member to string, set to string, tuple to string. So member to string, set to string, tuple to string, and then we have string to member, string to set, string to tuple, and then string to value, and then we have exercises. Okay, so we have to go to the page number 21. Okay, so our query, next query is, okay, basically it says inspect the query. Member to string function returns the formatted string that corresponds to supplied member. So say we are finding ascendance of Plano, city of Plano. So that should be very simple. So we're finding ascendants of city of Plano. Okay, so let's copy our skeleton. We need this skeleton. Okay, we don't need sales amount. Okay, city of Plano, geography, hierarchy, city, and I'll change the city to Plano. City of Plano. So ascendants of city of Plano. And okay, so F5 should give us Plano, Texas, United States and North America, and we want to convert the current member to a string. So our function would be with member measures dot okay, geography hierarchy, no, sorry, member MBR, member in string form. Okay, member in string form as so we're going to get the current hierarchy. This is the hierarchy, and we're going to get the current member. That's the current member. Okay, and we want to convert to member to string, right? So see, the way I was writing is first current member, then we're going to convert, not member string and everything. We have to settle down on the what exactly we want to do. So member to str, member to string for the current member, right? So Plano should be string, but this will be the full string actually, complete path. So F5 will show you the complete path. So Plano and string is Plano, geography hierarchy, city name Plano, Texas, geography hierarchy, state from its name Texas, United States, geography hierarchy, regional name, this one all. So it have a total member to string, complete name. Good. Next we are going to do tuples to set to string. Okay, so says list all continents. How you list all continents? See, you may know exactly how to list continents, but you have to try. You have to try and say, okay, I know, and I can write a query. Okay, so list all content name. So we got the MDX. This is my skeleton MDX, and I'm going to paste. Column is fine. I want to show here the continent name. What is the continent? Geography hierarchy, continent name. That should give me all continent name. F5, that gives me all continent name, right? Next query, list all continent name in string. Okay, so it's a list all continent name in string. How are we going to do that? Okay, so we're going to create a member with member measures dot we'll say set string, okay, as this is my all continents, right? I'm going to set to str. Very simple, very simple. Set to string, and actually you don't need a row, so delete the row and show the string. So basically it will show a one string with this many values. Okay, F5. So now you see set, it start with the second bracket, curly bracket, okay, geography content name Asia, comma, geography Europe. If you want to see, just copy here, and so this is Asia, this is Europe, North America, and unknown, right? So that's our set. See how nicely it gives. So set to string, right? Next query, tuple to string. So convert a tuple to a string and string the following spec the following query. So name it suggests itself. Okay, so we just want to have any kind of tuple, and so I'm going to do is copy this part, okay, and I'll say here tuple string, and say we have a tuple. What is a tuple? Say we have a continent and geography continent. I just drag Asia, and then we want to create a year, just creating a tuple, don't worry much, any kind of tuple, so anything can, so Asia for 2008, that's a tuple, right? So what you can do is tuple to string, tuple to string. So for that thing, this is going to give us a string, right? And we're going to create a calculator member with member measures. Okay, so member tuple string as this one. Okay, so now it should show us that this tuple in string form. F5. So this is showing exactly what we saw: geography hierarchy, content name Asia, date fiscal YQM, fiscal year 2008. Okay, good. Next, so this is normally we use a lot of dynamic query, we pass a string, string to tuple, tuple to string, member to string. So those are basically parameters. When you have a dynamic SQL, a dynamic MDX, and you are going to pass a parameter, for example, from the reports and everything, so you need a lot of string to member conversion, member to string conversion. Okay, so these functions normally used for the parameters for the reports. That's the mostly I saw the use, and definitely any kind of dynamic MDX, dynamic automation basically. Okay, our next query, string to member. So that's a very simple. Anything you can convert to string to member, and if you have a string, if you have a variable string, that's why I said string passed as a parameter from reporting service, and then assembled and then passes a member. Okay. Okay. Find sales amount for product category audio. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is copy this, is good, and this is good, and we're going to select the product category audio. Okay, so product category, name audio, and audio is okay, F5. So this is good. What you can do is, here, if it is a string, if this value is coming from outside, or somehow we got a string telling me this is the category, we can do member to string and get the converting this member. If this is a valid, if not, it's not a valid, then it's going to give an error. If the member is not really a member, then it's going to give the error. Okay. Okay, F5. Okay, we did opposite, member, string to member, str to member. Okay, it's not member to string. Okay, string to member, F5. Okay, so that's string to member. Next, I believe string to set. Okay, so find, very simple. Actually, we can do here. So sales amount and everything. Now this is a one member. If it is this is set, right? F5 should give you as a error, because we cannot convert a whole this one to a member. Okay, F5. So it's not a member, but if it is string to set, it will give us a set. See, it's give a all product name. So it will give an error if you don't parse correctly. Okay, so that's our next query. 26, string to tuple. Sales amount for (2008) and for Asia, but convert to a tuple. Okay, so what is that means? let's do that. Okay, find sales amount for year 2008 and for, so this become a tuple, right? This become a tuple. So we'll first do without tuple. So what do you do? Our skeleton MDX, then we're going to grab 2008, and so we have a tuple. We have a tuple for 2008 and Asia. So geography, continent, Asia, and we're going to do date. It's 2008. Okay, F5. So that's give a Asia fiscal year 2008. That's the value, right? Now this tuple we can convert from string to tuple. Okay, so str to tuple, and say this is a string is like this. Okay, so like this. So these also used lots in the reporting service and dynamic, creating dynamically MDX. So this should give us exactly same value. F5. This should give exactly same value. So this is the tuple. Tuple is converted string to tuple. Over next, string to value. We already know a lot of value, so I'll instead of give example, what is that, vacation hours to value and everything, we can do very simple string to value. So skeleton, we need on the columns with member measures demo str to value as str to value, and we have say 5 plus 3 plus 4. So string to value, we want to have string to value, and we can display this. So it should be 7 7 12, should be 12, right? So it's converting to value. Okay, so that's the end of it. So we have, this is a normal chapter, I'll not say short, okay, it's another, anyway, we have 4 exercise. Okay, and let's see, these should be okay. Find the sales amount, sales quantity for first day of calendar year 2008 for the state of Texas. Okay, so exercise, I want you to take a break, pause my video and do the exercise yourself, because close your book, or if you read it, if you want to read it one more time, read it, but close your books, everything is clear. Now you are your own and do the exercises. Okay, that is the main goal. You should not refer anything, no reference, just do. You have enough information to do that, so just do the exercises. Okay, so our query is find sales amount, sales quantity for first day of calendar year 2008 for state of Texas. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of things. This is for the columns, definitely. For state of Texas, we want to definitely in the word clause. Okay, first day, so I want to divide into two part. Okay, calendar year, of calendar year, this is, so this is the using the basically first day. What is the opening period? Opening period, we're going to use first day. And what is that opening period here? It will be look like it's a first day, so opening level is date, and second parameter, which is year, is 2008. Okay, so we have enough information. Sales amount, sales quantity, skeleton, MDX. Okay, skeleton MDX. We need another things, which is sales quantity. Select the right cube, measures sales quantity. Good. We want to say calendar year 2008. So first let's show the calendar year 2008, and careful, this time we need date, we need first day, so we're going to do this. Okay, we have to use, okay, calendar year 2008, F5. So this is for the year, first day, so we need the opening period, of level is for the year, but opening level is date, right? We did similar example, so we did opening month actually, so here the level is date. F5 should give you 1/1/2008, and that's the sales amount. Okay, good. Okay, we forgot one thing, state of Texas, so we need where condition, and state of Texas. State of Texas is in geography, and state, I just grab one and I change it to Texas. Okay, F5. So that's the first day sale for 2008 for state of Texas. One interesting thing I saw is, see, the sales quantity is 180. So so there's a, if we look at my Excel, number shows 2193, sales quantity 2193, same query, exactly same query, we didn't change the query, and this is the value, right? But why my result is showing 180? Okay, because when you do the sales quantity is aggregate by aggregation function. Okay, and we change the aggregation function. So if we open our analysis service database and okay, and we change the aggregate function for sales quantity. Remember, we did sales quantity, and this is a max. So if we change it to sum, save it, it needs a processing. Okay, yes. Okay, change setting, all process run. Should be completed in a minute, should not take more than a minute, should be very quick. This is not processing only one measure. Our next query is pretty interesting, very interesting, but okay, done. So let's go, done, close, close. Now if you run, it should show me the number 2193. F5, that shows 2193. So if you have a question, any number is doubtful, you need to dig into it, find it, why exactly number is changing. If you have any doubt in mind, you should analyze, understand what it is, why it is. Okay, so next query, I said very interesting, little bit weird query, you see, pretty complex, but we'll make it very simple. And that's the reason we are here. So first is, the query is find sales amount, sales quantity for month and sales amount for first month of each calendar month of year 2008 taxes. Okay, this one, ignore that one. Okay, ignore this person right now. So find sales amount, sales quantity for month, for every month of, basically for every month of 2008. Okay, that should be simple. We do our skeleton MDX. Good. Okay, so sales amount, we're going to do sales quantity measure, and okay, and then here we want to show month of each of 2008. Okay, which function you should use? Month of 2008. Year have years, lot of time it have it have like semester, then quarter, then month. Okay, so we can use best descendant function, descendants. Okay, and this will be year 2008. First parameter is year 2008, and Okay, so we're going to use first day, right? We have a first day, so we're going to use this guy. So 2008, December of 2008. For month, we want month, level is month, calendar month. This should give us all the months of 2008. Okay, now we want to do for Texas. Yes, for Texas. So where your geography is Texas. Let's see the geography dimension. We need to find Texas. Texas. Okay. Okay. Texas. F5. So this gives all month of 2008 sales quantity, sales amount and sales quantity. Now let's go for next complex ones. Okay, sales amount for first day of each calendar month. For each calendar month, show the first day. Okay, so that should be easy in the sense that what is first day? First day of month is opening period of the month. Okay, opening period of the month. So let's define it with member measures and first day. Okay, first day sales amount. Okay, as first day sales amount. What is that? How we're going to do? We're going to create tuple, right? Tuple. First is first parameter is sales amount. Sorry, first member sales amount. Next one is first day of the month, each month. So first day of the each month. Okay, that should be very very clear. What do we have? We have is this guy. This is the hierarchy, and the current member is right now the month. So current member is month. This is month, right? So current member is month, and we are going to get the opening period. Opening period is what? We want to have a date, right? Date, first day. So opening period with day. Earlier we had like first month of the year. This is first day of the month. So this is a geography dimension, date. So this is the, okay, we need a function name. Opening period. Opening period have a two parameter. First is the level where you want to do that, and then next is the current member, which is month. So this is like a date, opening period, opening date of a month. That means first day of the month, right? So that should be cool. And that's definitely, this is a sales amount because we did a tuple as sales amount. Okay, so now we're going to display this guy here, F5. So what is missing? How much is that? 400. Okay, that's it for Texas. Okay, so we're missing one thing. We want to format the string. Format string, which is currency, right? Currency 5. So whole month is around 16 million per day. First day of the month is around 445,000. That's not bad, pretty close. Okay, so it's good. So that's our little bit of complex interesting query we did. Okay, next query. So now this is very similar to the last one, but find sales quantity for first 10 days of each month for state of Texas. Okay, so say we have this one, we just keep this one, we'll add one more query. So we have exactly, so this is so we want to find the sales quantity for first 10 days of each month of 2008, right? So this one is also pretty interesting. So let's see, we have sales amount for first 10 days of each month. See, month is also variable. Earlier we had first 2 months of the year. Year was not variable, but right now it is month is also variable, right? So what we're going to do is, how we are going to do the first 10 days, how we are going to do, we love to use the periods to date. Okay, so periods to date is going to give me the first 10 days. Okay, and then I'm going to use my sum function to use the periods to date. Okay, I'm going to write the periods to date now. Okay, then summing of, we'll do sales amount, right? Is it sales amount or sales quantity? Sales amount or sales quantity? Sales quantity. Okay, so I'm going to do the sales quantity. So first I do the periods to date to find out my 10 days. Find 10 days here. Okay, we did find the 10 days. Then we're going to do sum the quantity. Okay, got it. And then we're going to say, we're going to name it member measures dot sales quantity for first 10 days. Okay, else we got this. So now we're going to find out the periods to date. If you want to refer to your periods to date function, let's do periods to date function. Periods to date function, this is the label and this is the destination, right? So this is the label year. So 2008 April, and this is the year. So beginning of 2008 to up to April of 2008, right? So in our case, what I'm going to do is beginning of the month, and that is this is a level. So we're going to do date, and this is current member is a month. So current member is a month. So this is the current member. Current member is the month, right? But periods to date needs a level, so we're going to do level. This gives us a level, and then we're going to do current member month to days. First child, we're going to do first child, okay, dot 10 days. We're going to, how you advance to 10 days, lead 10. Good. So you're using lots of stuff, you use level, you use lead, you use first child, you use current member, so many stuff together. See, once you know all this together, then you can mix it up, lot of stuff, lot of complexity. Okay, so lead 10 and first 10 days, that should be good enough. That should be good enough. Okay, so display our sales quantity for first 10 days. Okay, 5. Okay, see, let's observe how it is. 71,000, 25,000, that's around 1/3, so it's good. 17,000, 27,000, that's a 1/3, so we're good. Our number is good. Okay, so this is 102, see, 1/3, around 37,000, so good. So this was a little bit complex query. I believe you enjoyed it, enjoyed the challenge, and enjoyed how it is solved and everything. Next, so find sales amount for first 2 quarters of 2008 for state of Texas. So let's go a new query and okay, so first 2 quarters of, first say for state of Texas, for the year, display the sales amount. Okay, and that's very simple. For the year 2008, for the state of Texas, geography, state, and the state of Texas. Okay, so this is good. F5, this shows us the, and if I want to do the first 2 quarters sales amount, what do you have to do? We'll say with member, so measures first two quarters and sales amount as, we're going to do sum, same thing, we're going to use same techniques, sum of periods to date, periods to date, and this is, we're going to find out 2 quarters. We're going to find 2 quarters. Okay, then we're going to do summing up for the sales amount. That's it, and display for first 2 quarters and display here. Good. So we have everything. Only you have to do the period to date. What is period to date? Now currently is the current member is a year. So this is the current member. This is the year, and we know how to do that. And we know current member dot level, because this is a level. Then we want to say current member, then first child. Okay, first child member is to quarter, right? Quarter, and then lead 1. Good. So that will give us a 2 quarters. 5, almost half, less than half, so it should be good. Okay. So this is the end of this session. Okay, I believe that's the end of the session. Okay, so I believe this is the standard length of the session. That should be actually we spent around 1 hour 48 minutes around, and I believe you enjoyed a lot of functions, lot of string to member, member to string to tuple, tuple to string. Those things I liked a lot. Very smooth, very nice. You can pass the parameters and everything. Times are time functions are good. Let me see, verify what are things we did. So agenda, our agenda. Okay. So okay. So we did opening period. Initially opening period looks like not much use, but later on we used a lot of opening period functions. Very interesting function. Closing function, very interesting function. Periods to date, the important one, very important. Y2D, MTD, people don't use much of those, but periods to date, yes, this is like one function resolve all the issues. Okay, all different parts. Parallel period is very important. We did a lot of parallel period functions, and it can go pretty complex. Last period we did some it's good function. Then we had a member to string. These are very nice functions, and then we have a string to value members. We did around 5 exercises. Very slick, very sharp session. Nothing boring. Everything is like very important. Not a very big chapters, but small, important, very interesting queries. I believe some of the queries you'll love it, and you'll see the practical use of it, and lots of use of his parallel period functions. Then the last 2 exercises we did for the first 10 days of the month, first day of the month, all the periods to date, how the tuple is very important, is tuple, how the tuple we did like sales amount, then the periods to date is a tuple. Those concepts are very important. I'm not trying to say you'll get exactly same query or something, but once you get this concept, you can go lot longer. I mean, beyond that, basically. So thank you very much. I'll see you next session, and I hope you enjoyed this session, and do a lot of practice. I always say, before you come to the next session, you better finish your last session and everything. You should master the next session, previous session, before go to the next session. So I believe you guys are putting a lot of effort to learn. This is a very important topic as a MDX, whole MDX. A lot of people have a lot of difficulty to understand the concept of MDX, and it is our best effort to it is actually, I'm trying to do my best effort to give you, pass the information, pass the concept, pass the how to analyze and do the most complex queries. So thank you very much. I'll see you next session. Okay, thank you. Bye.